So think of it. They get me to that position, and then their campaign says, I'm the prosecutor, and he is the convicted felon. That's their campaign. I don't think people are going to buy it.
So where is Harris doing? Where does Harris have more support than Biden had? Look among black voters. She's doing 8 points better than Joe Biden was in April and June, this, of course, Harris poll being in July. How about Hispanic voters? She's doing 6 points better among Hispanic voters.
Oh, that's gonna hurt.
Where are Hispanic voters and black voters, a large portion of the population in those key swing states? Well, it's in the Sun Belt, right? Let's look among black voters, right? Nationally, they make up about 12% of the vote. In North Carolina, look at this. This, of course, is where Donald Trump was yesterday. They make up 21% of the vote. How about in Georgia? 34%. Of course, the Hispanic vote, very important in the Southwest, right? Nationally, Hispanic voters only make up 10% of all voters. But look in Arizona, 21%, Nevada, 19%. And of course, these were the states, Arizona, Nevada, Georgia, North Carolina, that Democrats have been wanting to put into play, but the Joe Biden campaign had pretty much given up on. But given that Kamala Harris is doing better with black and Hispanic voters, they believe that they can put Georgia, North Carolina, Arizona, and Nevada back into play.
And he is the convicted felon. That's their campaign. I don't think people are going to buy it.
For anyone that doesn't speak incoherent diatribe, I've looked her up and I think this translates to projection. You know, like when you have a convicted felon stand in front of his cult followers and brandish his political opponent as a criminal.
You're not going to teach a criminal not to be a criminal. It's just not going to happen. Maybe a little bit, but you're not going to happen.
Yeah, we tried to get irony on the phone, but they were not available for comment. Today, Vice President Harris dropped her first campaign ad, and well, it was a banger.
The freedom not just to get by, but get ahead. The freedom to be safe from gun violence. The freedom to make decisions about your own body. We choose a future where no child lives in poverty, where we can all afford health care, where no one is above the law. We believe in the promise of America, and we're ready to fight for it. Because when we fight, we win. So join us. Go to KamalaHarris.com and let's get to work.
And this comes in the wake of Trump's first rally since Kamala Harris emerged as a Democratic frontrunner, and it was everything one would come to expect. There were enough lies to fill Daniel Dale's schedule for a week.
It was a remarkably long acceptance speech, Sheikh, and a remarkably dishonest acceptance speech.
But also an increased dose of hypocrisy, which, you know, is hard to accomplish considering the subject.
She shouldn't even be allowed to run for president. What she's done, she's committing crimes. So think of it. They get me to that position, and then their campaign says, I'm the prosecutor, and he is the convicted felon. That's their campaign. I don't think people are going to buy it.
But this wasn't enough, right? So after the clear momentum shift across the board in favor of the vice president, Trump had to retreat to his favorite echo chamber to boost his ego. So he called into Fox Phone a Friend to complain about Harris saying she'd gladly put her record against his, which in the wake of this recent poll conducted by CNN shows that when those records do go head to head, it seems that the people are buying it, Donald.
So hear me when I say, I know Donald Trump's type. And in this campaign, I promise you, I will proudly put my record against his any day of the week.
As the attack, what's the retort?
Well, I think it's disgusting, and I get a kick out of one thing. They say, sir, be nice. You just got hit with a bullet. Maybe he's changed. Be nice. And I'd love to be nice, but I'm dealing against real garbage. When you hear that, they've weaponized the justice system against me.
Now, aside from this glaring portrayal of a man running scared, which was validated when the RNC chair was asked point blank on Fox, of all places, if Trump would even debate Kamala, to which he spent 45 seconds saying a lot of words while simultaneously avoiding the question.
Will there be a debate between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris, or can you answer that today?
What I would say is this. The president has been very clear that he welcomes debates, that he wants to have the conversation with the American people because he wants to communicate directly with the American people about the contrast between 4 years under the Biden-Harris administration and the 4 years under his administration, and the fact that he is the only candidate that is in a position to unite this country, to be able to restore our southern border, restore our economy, and restore our standing in the world.
So is that a maybe or is that a no?
Look, I think that the president has made it very clear that he is willing to debate anywhere, anytime, any place. and we will wait and see what the details are as they get put together.
Trump has also admitted his true feelings regarding Project 2025. Finally, this after firstly claiming that he had no idea about it, then that he had no idea but disagreed with it, to now that there's a few fine points.
They keep on tying you, whether it's yesterday's testimony when they were talking to Christopher Wray, or whether it's Kamala Harris on the stump. They keep on tying you to Project 2025, which is a 900-page tome put out by the Heritage Foundation. What is your response to what's in it, and what would you like to say about the role it's playing in your campaign?
It's a group of very, very conservative people. They wrote a document that many of the points are fine. Many of the points are absolutely ridiculous. I have nothing to do with the document. I've never seen the document. I've seen certain things that are said in it. And it's a group of very conservative people that probably like me, but it doesn't matter because it doesn't speak for me. They wrote something that I disagree with in many cases, and in some cases you agree. But it's like a group of radical left people that write something, and, you know, people get angry by it. This is a document I know nothing about. It's called Project 25. I heard about it a week ago, and has nothing to do with me whatsoever. But, of course, our friends that are Democrats, radical left Democrats, they take the document, which is, I guess, pretty big and thorough, and they scour through it, and anything that's bad in there or that's a little bit less than mainstream, they take it and they make a big deal out of it. Donald Trump and Project 25. Are you ready? I know nothing about Project 25. I haven't seen the document. I don't intend to really see the document. And it's a group of people that got together that wrote some kind of a dream document for them. Right. But it has absolutely nothing to do with me. And it's just disinformation, Brian, by the Democrats. It's pure disinformation.
So, Mr. President...
Narrator's note for those not familiar with Project 2025. It's a blueprint for a theocracy orchestrated by no less than 140 former Trump aides and advisors. So if you believe he has no idea what's in it, or that there's just a few areas that tickle his fancy, I have a great $60 God Bless America Bible that you'd like.
But we are clear-eyed as we work to build a brighter future and to move our nation forward. There are those who are really trying to take us backward. And you, I'm sure, have seen their agenda. Project 2025. Randy, can you believe they put that thing in writing? 900 pages in writing. So Project 2025 is a plan to return America to a dark past. Donald Trump and his extreme allies want to take our nation back to failed trickle-down economic policies, back to union busting, back to tax breaks for billionaires. Donald Trump and his allies want to cut Medicare and Social Security, to stop student loan forgiveness for teachers and other public servants. And I say to AFT, they even want to eliminate the Department of Education and end Head Start, which of course would take away preschool from hundreds of thousands of our children. He intends to give tax breaks to billionaires and big corporations and make working families foot the bill. And he intends to end the Affordable Care Act. Now think about that, to take us back to a time when insurance companies had the power to deny people with pre-existing conditions. Remember what that was like? Children with asthma, women who survived breast cancer, grandparents with diabetes. You know, America has tried these failed economic policies before, but we are not going back. We are not going back.
But here's what we know, right? These attacks will only be ramped up the more that Kamala Harris's campaign picks up steam. And boy, is it picking up steam considering her speech today. So of course, it's no surprise that Trump retreated to the safety of Fox News, you know, the very network that yesterday host described Kamala visiting a, quote, colored sorority. Yes, in 2024, this happened.
She will not show up for the Prime Minister's joint session of Congress today. She'd rather address in the summer a sorority, a college sorority, like she can't get out of that.
Say it. Say what? Say the word you want to say. I'm not saying that I want to say it. I'm just saying that I can't. Sure you can. Say it. Say it right now. I will say it with you.
Okay, this is hypocritical. You know we can't.
Sure you can. This is America. Both of you. Say it. All right, I think we can move on. Why? Why move on when you want to say it? Both of you want to say it. Huh?
And one host abhorrently described the vice president as the original Hawk Tuah girl. And yes, he's still employed.
Yeah, and then there's the DEI press secretary telling you that the DEI vice president is the future of the party here. And so the future looks kind of dim for the Democrats here, but this is no shocker either. Kamala Harris, she's the original Hawk Tuah girl. That's the way she got where she is. And the party's going downhill if it's in her hands.
That was tough.
So what this shows is that when everything else fails and they're scared shitless, they'll retreat to good old-fashioned racism and misogyny, an indicator that the tide has undoubtedly shifted, and they can't handle it.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Midas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.